The Presto Precise Digital Pressure Canner is the first electric canner to meet USDA home canning guidelines for safely processing vegetables, meats, poultry, and other low-acid foods. It also doubles as a boiling water canner. Both methods use recipes with standard processing times and temperatures as defined by the USDA. This step-by-step video guide will demonstrate the boiling water canning method. But before using it for the first time, refer to the Getting Acquainted section of the instruction manual for directions on cleaning and assembling your canner before starting to can. Also included are specific instructions for using the boiling water canning method with high-acid foods such as fruits, tomatoes, salsa, jams, and pickles. Let's get started. Always use a research-tested recipe and never alter the ingredient proportions. Today, we're using the applesauce recipe with the boiling water canning method. Prepare the food exactly as directed in the recipe. We're making applesauce and processing it in pint jars. Gather the canning supplies you'll need. For information on preparing the jars, lids, and bands, refer to Canning Basics in the instruction manual and online at gopresto.com. Now, turn to the boiling water canning section of the instruction manual. Put the removable pot in the canner. Place the canning rack in the pot to prevent jar breakage and add 3 quarts of water, which will reach the bottom fill line. Use hot tap water to shorten the heating time. Fully insert the power cord and plug it in. Pressure can will flash. To change the program, slowly rotate the control knob until boiling water can flashes. Press the control knob to select that mode. The timer display defaults to 5 minutes. Rotate the control knob to the processing time stated in the recipe, in this case, 15 minutes for applesauce in pint jars. However, when boiling water canning at altitudes above 1,000 feet, see the instruction manual for the appropriate increase in processing time. Press the Advance arrow and Insert Jars will light up. Fill the jars half full with water to efficiently heat the jars for canning and place them on the canning rack. Remove the regulator from the canner cover. Never use the regulator when using the boiling water method. Place the cover on the canner, aligning the Install Remove mark on the cover with the mark on the canner body, and rotate to lock. Make sure the white gasket is on the temperature sensor. Lower the sensor arm and turn the green latch clockwise to lock in place. Press the Advance arrow and the Warm icon will light up. Jar warming will take about 20 minutes. During this time, assemble ingredients and equipment and complete the food preparation according to the recipe. Heat at least 3 quarts of water to a boil for later use. More water may be needed. When the canner beeps twice, fill jars will light up. The jars are now properly warmed and ready to be filled. Unlock the green latch, lift the temperature sensor arm, and remove the cover. Lift out 1 jar at a time. Discard the water from the jar and immediately fill the jar with hot applesauce, leaving 1/2 inch headspace as directed in the canning recipe. All recipes will indicate the amount of headspace necessary for the food being canned. Headspace is the airspace between the top of the food or liquid and the lid. It's important to release air bubbles from the jar and to wipe any food particles or liquid from the jar rim. Then, position a flat lid. Using your fingertips, screw the band onto the jar until resistance is met. Do not over-tighten, as air must release from the jars during processing and cooling. Place the filled jar straight down onto the canning rack and repeat the process until all the jars are filled. Using the boiling water you prepared earlier, pour additional water into the canner until the water level is 1 inch above the jars. Place the cover on the canner, aligning the Install Remove mark on the cover with the mark on the canner body, and rotate to lock. Lower the temperature sensor arm and turn the green latch clockwise to lock in place. The regulator should not be on the cover. Press the Advance arrow and the Heat icon illuminates. The processing time set earlier appears and the canner continues to heat. Once the boiling water canning temperature is reached, the unit will beep twice. Canning will illuminate and processing begins. The timer will count down. You will notice air and steam releasing from the vent pipe and air vent during the processing. The Presto Precise Digital Canner holds the exact boiling water processing temperature automatically. There's no need to watch or adjust settings. When time expires, the canner beeps 4 times. The cool icon will light up, and the timer will display a 5-minute countdown. Remove the cover as soon as the countdown begins by unlocking the green latch and lifting the temperature sensor arm. Then, rotate the cover counterclockwise to the unlocked position and carefully remove the cover. When the time expires, the canner will beep 10 times, and the Done icon will light up. Press and hold the Cancel button for 3 seconds. Using a jar lifter, carefully remove the jars by lifting straight up and placing them upright on a towel. Do not retighten the bands. Allow the jars to cool naturally for a minimum of 12 hours, but no more than 24 hours before testing to see if a vacuum seal has formed. To check the seals, press down on the lid. It should be concave and not flex up and down when pressed. If a jar fails to seal, it will audibly flex up and down. Refer to Canning Basics in your instruction manual for a remedy. You now have 8 pints of boiling water canned applesauce, beautifully preserved using the Presto Precise Digital Pressure Canner. Be sure to read the instruction manual and recipe carefully before each use. The Quick Start Guide is also a helpful reference tool. More canning information is available at gopresto.com. For a step-by-step video guide of the pressure canning method using the digital pressure canner, watch the companion video.